Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Castlevania Lord of Shadows, blah blah blah, Mirror of Fate HD, blah blah blah. What we're trying to do is run through this level as quickly as possible, because this is the third time we've been through this area because I missed one collectible in the next area, but it's frankly easier to, I think, run through this entire level to get there. Probably isn't, on second thought. Probably would have just been wiser for me to have stayed in the one area where I realized I had made my mistake and just backtracked at that point instead of having to backtrack more. We're also in a weird position because we could fight people if we wanted to, but I don't think it's getting us enough experience that we're actually going to make it from level 9 to level 10. It seems like the amount of experience you get drastically has decreased, and maybe I have just hit a hidden level cap. That is a possibility. So yeah, I may very well just not be able to get past level 9 until I move the story forward, but it also feels like they wanted me to play this way. They gave me all of these wonderful teleporters. Right, so I think that the hidden collectible is right above here. Like, they gave me all these teleporters to allow me to move back through the areas we've been in, which makes me feel like we're approaching the end as far as the game is, and we very well may not be at the end of the game. We may just be at the end of Act 1. What would have been helpful, I think, at this point would be a way to teleport yourself to where those teleporters are. That way you're not consistently running around. Well, that was an interesting sound effect. Alright, so that wasn't where the item is, as far as I can tell. Which means that I may just not be able to collect where we are. I may just not be able to find the thing, or maybe I'm just doing a poor job here. I guess meanwhile I can break and collect ammunition. Oh, wait a minute. What if I was to push this all the way that direction? No, it won't let me push it any further. Well, that could have been a cool trick. We did end up doing that later. If I was to jump down here... Ah! Bestiary entry unlocked. So now the question, since now we've got that collectible, is it easier to just go forward? I think it is. So let's just do that. Let's just run through this level now. So it was where I thought it was, just not exactly where I thought it was. Just a slight few feet to the right of where I was thinking. And we should look at the map, and this should confirm something for us. So on the map, there was the square to the left of the blinking white dot. That wasn't filled in, and there weren't hard white outlines of the walls around that square. So that was the indicator to me that there wasn't much more to this. Right, we need to go up this way, which just means I'm gonna start taking a lot of damage, but not as much as I thought I would. Alright, and I just needed that so I could refill. You could see where the female shield ghost and the male attack ghost could have been a mother or father, the ghost of your parents, and that would have had a more impactful reasoning for these ghosts to help you. That doesn't get fulfilled in any way, though, and instead we're trying to avenge our father who turned into Dracula, which I don't know how that all breaks down in the storyline either. Yeah, I skipped a step there that would have protected me. Let's climb upward. Refill our health. Look at the map. Still a lot to go. And not a lot of opportunities, honestly, to do much. And the swinging speeds up the movement process a little, but this hardly feels like a case where enemies are constantly spawning and allowing you to grind. Skyrim is a great example of a game that probably has a little too many enemies that randomly spawn, but only slightly too many, where this would be a great example of a game that has far too few random enemies spawn. Not that I want to fight them anyways, as you can see. I am just opting for avoidance. You kind of have to play that way. Health with all these collectibles is going up. Magic is going up. But the strength of my character in general, just how many hits it takes to kill something, still pretty low. And it doesn't feel like that's ever really going to increase. I would have thought once I had unlocked the second whip, I would have done twice as much damage and a lot of these enemies would die in one hit. But I think that kind of is a consistent thing with the Castlevania series in particular. And I would kind of like to see it get easier. Comparing this to Rogue Legacy, for example, is a lot of those enemies in Rogue Legacy, you get one hit on them and they die once you're leveled up, and you can deal with all that. Okay. We're just ignoring all of this. And down we go. And I assume it can't attack you in the elevator. Otherwise it would glitch out. Like these guys in particular. 1, 2, 3. Why is that not one hit? And we haven't been to any of these. Maximum amount of ammunition. Either we're going to unlock a maximum amount of ammunition really higher than 10, or we're going to, this is going to be super, we're close to being done. And this guy, like, he seems to stay in consistent points. So I'm wondering if the Mirror of Fate really is going to mirror image the entire castle and the entire levels. Alright. So I'm trying to move myself somewhere in the middle here and see if there's some collectible or swing point. That's nothing. These levels are incredibly small. And these animations, frankly, that's bad production and game budget. I would have gotten rid of all the kill animations unless they were contractually obliged, in favor of having a lot more level design. Like way more level design is needed in this. And so that was the one in that area. That was Harpy's weakness, by the way. A charged axe will kill him. It looks like there's an area higher, but I don't see a way to get up there. And we've already, according to the map, collected everything. So delete that point and move on to the next area. Just look at the purple bar. It doesn't seem like it's moving. Is there anything that would tell me my exact amount of XP I've collected? I wouldn't want to call it glitched, but it does seem like it is just soft capped. These guys are still stronger. But it's still kind of nothing. Moving on. Kind of running through the game 2 to 3 times at this point. Right. So there's 3 collectibles in this area I did not collect. And it all seems like it's in the middle section. Looking at this map, I think that there's very possibly just a area I did not know I couldn't reach. This is weird. Again, it feels like up here would be something, but I really think that there isn't anything there. It's just that they didn't animate anything there. Right. If you push this and then climb over the gate. There's nothing to swing on that direction. There's nothing to... There is something to swing on in this direction. Is that where we want to go? I think this is where we got this ability with the archer. And... Unless there's something far to the right over here. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's... Yeah. I don't think that there's anything more this direction. It's such a weird position to be in when criticizing a game, to say, well, there's barely anything in it, and when there is something in it, it's not impressive. That's kind of the weird feel I have right now with this. Right, so yes, there is a whole section over here I missed or couldn't access before. Right. Roll. So now we know the weakness of skeleton warriors, which is a charged axe, which I think I had already kind of figured that out. Anyways. And this looks like this is just kind of like a morph ball puzzle from Metroid. And I suppose that is the biggest shame they have to admit here is while we on PC have things like Axiom Verge and Metroidvania clones and Rogue Legacy, what we don't get is the actual Metroid Nintendo series, which would frankly be the ones I'd like to play. If all Metroid, Super Metroid, and the Metroid Prime series came to Steam, along with all the other Metroid games that I can't think of the names of right now, that would be amazing. Alright, there's one more secret, and it still kind of feels like it's somewhere in this area, but maybe not. Like, it'd be a little weird to have so many secrets all in the same place. Of course, I'm also a little premature on playing Metroidvania games. I was planning on doing a series of them eventually, as I try to do 3 or 4 different games of the same style in a row. But that was not the intention here. The intention here was to do a completion of the Lord of Shadow series. So I was expecting When I first launched this, I kind of thought it was going to be like this, but it really should have been a lot more like Lord of Shadows 1. Okay. So, there was something hidden down here. Interesting, the shield does not work with that. So when you have the rumbling roof, you have to, I guess. Oops. And see, A doesn't mean climb up when you're using the other ability. It means swing away. More wonky controls. Right. So we are now done with this area and we need to just move. Let's see. Where are we? We are here. We need to move forward to the last area and then we're going to go up and collect the others. So it's more transversing with occasional fighting. Frankly, the game should force me to fight these guys. It does it the first time, and I guess that's applaudable, but it really should just put up the invisible walls, the magic walls, and every time. I guess we are getting little bits of experience doing this, but it's barely one level. We started at level 9, we might make it to level 10 before we're back to playing the main game. I didn't even see that there was a swing point there. Right. Am I in the right area? Not really, but this might get me to where I need to be. Yeah, there's 2 collectibles and we know one of them's over on the other side. I have died more to gravity than anything else. This really does feel like a game you could have easily never died on. Right. Big jump that direction. Remember, this whole area was flooded when we were accessing this earlier. It looks like there's something down below here, so we may have to just go down slowly and then work our way around. Yeah, let's throw an axe at one of these guys, that'll work. So it's a scroll. I found a note with the following instructions. The worst prisoners must be isolated from the best and taken to cells with levers inside. The mechanisms, once activated, allow water into the gallery, drowning all of the convicts in the lower sections. I wonder at the cruelty of this place and feel the last remnants of any hope leave my soul. I don't know if I fully understood that, and it seems like they just animated a drain there to show us that that was where we were supposed to go. There's still one more collectible. So is the idea of what they're saying that the prisoners themselves were being allowed, the war's prisoners were being allowed to decide when to drown all the other prisoners? And I don't feel like I'm going to be able to flood this again, because it all drained out. So I hit that guy in the head with an axe and then did a kill attack on it. Interesting. So this was just an elevator that we don't really need to go back to this area. I guess it was that elevator in that early section. So we now just kind of need to climb up and see if we can find where the rest of this is. I am making some experience. Maybe there's a level of difficulty to it where if you're fighting really low level enemies, kind of like Borderlands does that too. If you're fighting something that's 2 levels below you, you basically get no experience. If you're fighting something 2 levels above you, you're potentially going to be murdered in the first shot. This is kind of the feeling I have with this game, is that they've got a similar situation going. I'm not even sure I can actually make it all the way up. This whole area might be close to impossible. Yeah, and very floaty jump mechanics still. We're just looking everywhere. Let's see. Let's see what this does. There we go. Feels like we've spent an hour and a half at this point just finding collectibles, and we're kind of really high off of the actual game. Let's see. And I think at this point I just kind of need to get back up. Back up and back out. There really hasn't been much of a story. So we didn't get an abilities, we didn't get Dracula swearing to kill us, we didn't fight Dracula, and all we saw was a cutscene where we're just playing as... I don't even know which way to go. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a direction I can follow. Oh. I didn't see that there was a more to it. That's happened several times where the swing points are not lighting up. And you just slide in that direction so you can't go the other direction. So yeah, this is gonna be very weird if we do... We need to go upward. This is where we want to go, so... Let's see. But it's gonna be very weird if we do have a doubling experience where we have to run through this castle a second time, just because. But that does seem very much in line with what I understand of Castlevania, which I understand very little of Castlevania. I was thinking we would be really closer to level 18 at this point, though, not level 10. XXX does a heavy direct counter strike. Y does a heavy... None of those attacks that we're unlocking even feel particularly strong according to the power meters. How do we get up higher? Guess we go this direction. Oops. I kind of want to promise that next recording we'll probably finish up all this cleanup and start playing new game again, but I'm not sure that that's 100% accurate. Like, we still have one collectible here, and then this is going to move us to this area, and then we'll have to run through that area, and then we'll have to go through that area and get the how many collectibles? The one collectible there, and then it's just we've got to run through 2-3 other areas until we get to the courtyard, which there might be some collectibles in the courtyard and we just haven't found them yet. I'm starting to think that there's just a new game plus here, and we are going to run into that. Maybe in New Game Plus we're fighting the real enemies and we have stronger versions of all the enemies to play, but I'm not sure I would really want to do that, frankly. Every single one of these levels is super small. None of these feel like, in combination, this feels like 1/3 of the first Metroid game. And that just seems unacceptably unacceptably unfinished. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a lot more to the game. We'll just have to find out. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.